My beloved child, quiet your heart and listen to what I want to reveal. The flow of time may sweep away countless kingdoms, change many generations, and fade the things humanity once considered unshakable. But there is one thing that never changes: my love for you. That love is not worn down by the years, nor is it separated by distance, weakness, or the times you have stumbled. When you sincerely turn back, I always open my arms to receive you. From the moment your life was formed, I already knew every day you would walk through. I saw your dreams, your trials, and even the moments when you thought you could no longer rise again. I have never stopped turning my loving gaze towards you, nor have I ever ceased preparing for you a path that leads to peace and hope. Never think that my purpose is to push you into destruction. What I always long for is that you may live in truth, be renewed day by day, and rediscover the beauty I placed within you from the beginning. But my dear child, true love cannot remain silent forever before what is harming the one it loves. There are times when I allow the truth to be revealed with great power in order to awaken hearts that have slept for too long. What I do is not meant to destroy, but to remove what is hiding the light, to purify what has become clouded, and to rebuild what seemed beyond repair. My correcting hand always moves together with mercy, for I do not seek your fear. I seek renewal within you. There will come seasons when my light shines more powerfully than ever before. That light will not only shine upon the things everyone can see, but will also reach the deepest hidden corners of the heart. The things concealed behind a devout appearance, the intentions never spoken aloud, the quiet choices known only to me, all will be brought before the light of truth. Not because I want to shame you, but because only when truth is revealed can healing begin. Falsehood cannot remain forever beneath the light, just as darkness cannot keep its power when dawn appears. I see a world where many people have slowly grown accustomed to reversing what is right and what is wrong. Good things are often taken lightly, while things that wound humanity are praised as though they were righteous. Many hearts have traded integrity for convenience and sincerity for immediate gain. But do not let yourself be swept away by that current. What the majority chooses is not always what leads to life. Let my word become the lamp that lights your steps, so that, when conflicting voices surround you, you will still have enough peace to recognize the path I want you to walk. Therefore, do not think that only others need to examine their lives. I am also inviting you to stand before the light with a humble heart. Do not be afraid when I show you what needs to change, because I do not do this to condemn you. The goldsmith places gold into the fire, not because he hates the gold, but because he wants to remove the impurities so that its true beauty may be revealed. In the same way, whenever I shape and refine you, my purpose is always to help you become steadier, pure, and more clearly reflective of my love in the midst of the world. Remember the story of the prophet Jonah. When I sent him, he chose another direction because of fear and hesitation. Yet even when he tried to flee, my love did not let him go. I used difficult circumstances to bring him back to the path appointed for him, not because I wanted to punish him, but because I knew that both he and the city of Nineveh needed an opportunity to be renewed. In the end, when the warning was heard, an entire city humbled itself and sought what was good. That is what I have always desired. Not the downfall of humanity, but an awakening that leads people into a new life. So, my beloved child, do not mistake my patience as a sign that I am indifferent to the choices of humanity. I am always generous, always waiting, and always opening opportunities for each person to return. But the time given is not meant for endless delay. It is meant to be used with wisdom. Each day is a gift for you to choose what is right, to choose love, to choose to live truthfully, and to let my light guide every decision. When you respond to that call with your whole heart, you will not have to live in fear of the future, for I will be your firm refuge amid every upheaval. If there are days when everything around you feels filled with uncertainty, do not let your heart be shaken. I know those who still faithfully walk with me, even when they are weak, even when they fall and rise again. I am not looking for people who have never made mistakes. I am looking for hearts that know how to return and trust in me. For those who hold tightly to my hand, I will be a strong fortress, a source of peace that no one can steal. Just as I preserved Daniel's 3 friends in the blazing furnace, I will also be with those who place their full trust in me. The fire then is no longer the final end, but becomes the place where my faithfulness and power are revealed. Therefore, walk with courage, keep your eyes fixed on me, and let my love guide you each day. For no power can separate you from the protection of the one who always calls you my beloved child. My beloved child, in the days when you feel everything is becoming heavier than you can bear, remember that I have never stopped speaking to you. My voice is not always like thunder resounding across the heavens. More often, it comes in a very gentle peace, slipping into every good thought, every sudden encouragement, and every ray of hope that appears just when you are about to give up. Do not measure my presence by passing emotions, because even when you feel nothing, my love still covers your life like the sky embracing the earth. I am guarding you in every step, quietly clearing obstacles you have never seen, and opening new pathways right in the places where you thought only dead ends remained. You are not walking through this life alone. There is a battle taking place that ordinary eyes cannot fully perceive. What seeks to bring you down rarely appears in ways that are easy to recognize. It often begins with a thought that makes you doubt your own worth, a voice that plants within you a sense of failure, or a lingering disappointment that causes you to forget that I am still at work. Each time you begin to believe there is no hope left for you, the door of discouragement opens a little wider. That is why I continually remind you to keep your heart turned toward the light. When you place your trust in me, those lies will gradually lose their power, because my truth is always greater than every fear. I have never stood in some distant place, watching you from afar. I am very near enough to know every anxious heartbeat within you, and even the sighs no one else hears. When you think you no longer have enough strength to continue, I am the one who lifts you up. When you stumble because of weakness, I do not turn away, nor do I punish you with coldness. I reach out my loving hand to you and help you stand once again. If today you are still able to move forward, it is because my grace is still quietly supporting every step you take. Remember the story of the prophet Daniel in the lion's den. To everyone else, when the door of the den was shut, it meant the end. But what they did not see was that I had sent an angel to guard him through the long night. The lions were still there. The danger was still there. But my power was greater than every threat. When morning came, the place that seemed to be a place of death became evidence of my faithfulness. In the same way, there are circumstances today that make you tremble, but I have already gone there before you. What you call danger has never gone beyond the limits I allow, and what you call an ending is often the very place where I am preparing to open a new beginning. I also see the quiet victories that no one but me knows. I rejoice when you choose gentleness instead of responding in anger. I treasure every time you decide to forgive, even when it costs you your pride. I remember the moments when you still do what is right, though no one praises you, when you still reach out to help though you yourself are lacking, when you still keep your heart upright in a world that easily compromises with what is wrong. These things may seem small in human eyes, but to me, they are precious seeds being sown into the field of your life, waiting for the day they will bear fruit. Your life is also like a vast field, passing through many different seasons. There are seasons when the ground is dry and barren, making you think nothing can ever grow. There are seasons of constant storms that make you fear all your labor will be washed away. But a wise farmer does not abandon the field because of one drought, nor does he conclude that the harvest will never come. I am caring for your life with that same patience. There are things I am quietly cultivating, things I am pruning so the tree may grow stronger, and seeds silently taking root beneath the soil where you cannot yet see them. Do not be discouraged because there is no fruit today, for I have never forgotten what I have planted in your life. Therefore, continue walking with a peaceful heart. Do not let the voices of fear make you forget my gentle call. Do not let temporary failures hide the good things I am preparing. I will continue to go before you to open the way, walk beside you to strengthen you, and stand behind you to protect you from things you cannot withstand on your own. As long as your heart remains turned toward me, you will never have to walk through darkness alone. Then a day will come when you look back and realize that throughout the entire journey, my love never left you for even a moment. And that very love carried you through every stormy season into the field of peace, hope, and life that I prepared for you from the beginning. My beloved child, never think that I have withdrawn from your life just because the sky before you is covered with dark clouds. Silence does not mean I am absent, and long days filled with trials are not a sign that I have forgotten my promise. I am still very near, nearer than what you can perceive with ordinary senses. I am present in every moment you try to rise after weariness, in every hidden sigh, and in the long nights when all you can do is turn your heart toward me without finding words to express it. I do not merely see your pain from afar. I step into the very place where you are broken to bring peace. What has been wounded, I can soothe. What has collapsed, I can rebuild. What seemed lost forever, I can still cause to live again at the good time I have appointed. I know there are wounds you have learned to hide very well. Others see your smile, but do not know the silent battles you have endured. There are memories that still make your heart ache whenever they return, and words from years ago that still echo, as though everything happened only yesterday. But my child, I have never turned my face away from those things. Not one tear falls without my knowing. Not one silent cry rises without my listening. I love you with a love that is not changed by circumstances, nor diminished by the times you are weak. Whether you are strong or weary, full of hope or wavering in doubt, my love for you remains as complete as it was from the beginning. Remember the woman who suffered for many years because of sickness. After seeking help from people again and again, she had little hope left. Yet with simple faith, she drew near and touched the hem of the garment of the one I had sent. What changed her life was not only the act of reaching out, but the decision to open her heart to receive healing. I am inviting you in the same way. I do not require you to be perfect before you come to me. I only desire that you trust me enough to open the door of your heart so that I may enter and do what your own strength could never accomplish. But my beloved child, there is one thing you must courageously do if you want to step into the peace I am preparing. You must learn to lay down the burdens that have pressed upon your heart for far too long. There are bitternesses you still quietly hold on to, because you think they will protect you from being hurt again. There are angers you consider justified, yet they are silently locking away the joy I want to give you. I am not telling you to deny what happened, nor am I asking you to call wrong right. What I invite you to do is place everything into my hands. Justice belongs to me, while peace is what I desire to give you. When you keep holding on to those burdens, you allow the past to continue ruling the present. But when you surrender them to me, you open the way for freedom to begin growing day by day. Do not fear that if you let go, you will lose part of yourself. What you lose will only be the invisible chains that have made you weary. For so long, I do not take anything precious away from you. I only remove what is keeping you from living in the peace I have prepared. I want to replace heaviness with hope, sleepless nights with rest, and painful memories with new seasons full of light. Everything I do flows from love, and that love never seeks to force. I patiently stand at the door of your heart, waiting for you to willingly take my hand, so we may continue walking together. Therefore, do not continue living as though you are fighting alone. I have never abandoned you, and I will never let go of your hand. Every day you choose to trust me is a day when the cracks within your heart are filled with peace from heaven. Then a time will come when you look back on the road you have traveled and realize that the greatest miracle was not only that your circumstances changed, but that you yourself were renewed from within. You will smile with a lighter heart, love more deeply, and hope more firmly, because you will know that throughout the entire journey I was always by your side, guarding you, sustaining you, and step by step, leading you into the wholeness my love prepared for you from the beginning. Do not think you must walk every stretch of the road in loneliness. From the moment I placed you on this journey, I already knew there would be paths that would weary you, days when the sky would seem covered with dark clouds, and moments when you yourself would no longer have enough strength to believe that light was still waiting ahead. Therefore, in my wisdom, I sent invisible companions to remain near you. They do not appear to make the decisions of your life in my place, nor are they sent to force you to follow their will. They are present with gentleness, supporting each step you take, guarding you amid the storms, and quietly guiding your heart back toward peace whenever you begin to lose your way. They know things about you that few people on earth have ever known. They have witnessed the times you quietly endured, the long nights when you hid your tears, and the fractures in your heart that you never found the courage to reveal to anyone. Yet they do not look at you with accusation. They do not remember your falls in order to condemn you. Instead, they patiently wait, like faithful friends, who remain even when you close your heart to every word of comfort. When you need silence, they do not break that quiet. When you are ready to listen, they gently turn your thoughts toward the good things I desire to reveal. There are moments when you think a peaceful thought that suddenly appears is merely a coincidence. There are times when you assume that a strong prompting helping you avoid danger is only chance. Even when your heart suddenly senses a gentle protection, you convince yourself that it is only a passing emotion. But I want you to understand that I have many ways of caring for you beyond what your eyes can see. When your heart lives in closeness with me, you will gradually recognize guidance that is very gentle yet wonderfully clear, like the wind no one can see, but everyone can feel when it touches the face. Remember the story of the prophet Elijah. There was a time when he thought he alone remained in a world full of opposition. In that loneliness, I did not abandon him in the wilderness. I sent an angel to bring him bread and water, so that he would have enough strength to continue the journey I had appointed for him. That angel did not come with display or loud words. Their presence was simple, yet full of power, because what I wanted to give was not only food for one day, but strength to complete what I had entrusted to him. In the same way, many times you do not realize that I am caring for you through very ordinary means, yet that very simplicity carries my limitless love. Do not think that such companionship is a reward reserved only for the perfect. No, you are within my caring embrace because I love you, not because you have never made mistakes. It is that love that keeps me from leaving you alone through the dry seasons of life. When you are weak, I sustain you. When you are confused, I light the way. When you forget the worth I have placed within you, I send gentle reminders, so you may remember that you still belong to me and are still being kept by me. Keep your heart watchful and humble. Do not quickly dismiss every form of guidance simply because it comes quietly. Not everything I do resounds like thunder. Many times I only touch your heart with a peace the world cannot explain. When you learn to open your heart and receive that guidance with faith and gratitude, you will realize that for a very long time, you have never truly walked alone. Through every stage of the journey, every trial, and every changing season, I have always been beside you, and I have also sent faithful messengers to walk with you, reminding you that my light has never left your life. There are times when you look ahead at the road before you and wonder why everything seems not to be unfolding as you once hoped. Sometimes you think you have taken the wrong direction, missed the best thing, or fallen behind everyone around you. But I want you to listen to this in peace. Do not use your limitations to measure my work. What you call a dead end, I can turn into a gateway. What you call delay, I am using to prepare you. What you call loss is often only the necessary space for you to receive something greater. Not one of your steps lies outside my providence when your heart remains turned toward me. Even before the first dawn shone upon the earth, I already knew every day you would pass through, every encounter, every joy, every tear, and I wove all of it into a loving plan that no power can break. Therefore, do not view your life as a series of disconnected events. Everything that comes carries a meaning you may not yet recognize today. Some doors close, not because I have abandoned you, but because behind those doors is something that would not bring peace to your future. Some seasons of waiting make you weary, but in those seemingly silent days, I am quietly shaping your heart to become stronger, so that when what I promised is placed in your hands, you will be mature enough to preserve it and use it for the right purpose. I never act merely to amaze you for a moment. I act to build within you a lasting foundation, so that what I give will remain and bear fruit. Do not let the voice of comparison dim what I have placed within you. I did not create two people exactly alike, nor did I assign the same journey to everyone. What I plant in another person does not diminish what I have reserved for you. Each person carries a unique mark, a unique mission, and a unique timing. If you keep looking at someone else's path, you will no longer be focused enough to recognize the miracles quietly blooming on your own road. Be grateful for what I have placed in your hands, because it is not what was left over after I gave to everyone else. It is a gift prepared, especially for you, with perfect wisdom and love. I long for you to learn to see yourself through my eyes. The world may measure you by achievements, status, or fame, but I have never weighed you by those things. I see the heart that knows how to love, the perseverance no one notices, the times you quietly rise after failure, the prayers you whisper in the night, and the good things you do without expecting recognition. To me, all of these are precious seeds being sown into the field of your life. At the right season, I will cause them to blossom and bear fruit in ways beyond anything you once imagined. There are days when you feel small, thinking you have nothing remarkable among countless people in the world. But I say to you that no one can replace the place I have prepared for you. If one star disappeared from the sky would no longer be the same. In the same way, if you abandon what I have entrusted to you, there will be an empty space that no one else can fill in the exact way I intended. You were not created to copy anyone else's life. I have engraved upon you unique gifts, experiences, and qualities so that you may reflect my goodness in a way no one else can. Remember the story of the unknown shepherd boy whose father sent him to bring food to the battlefield while his brothers were respected warriors. No one thought that simple errand would change history. He himself did not set out to seek fame, yet I used something that seemed very ordinary to bring him to the right place at the right time. The small stone in his hand did not win because of its own power, but because I had prepared both the one who threw it and the moment it would be thrown long before. What people called coincidence, I had arranged. What they called luck, I had appointed in my wisdom. The same is true for you. Perhaps today you are only being faithful in small things, but do not look down on them. I can use your quiet faithfulness to open doors you have never dared to imagine. My beloved child, do not let your heart grow weary from constantly looking at what others have. Every seed I sow has its own season of growth, and every field has its own appointed time to blossom and bear fruit. If you keep measuring your life by someone else's standard, you will unintentionally forget the beauty I have carefully placed within you. I never created you to become a copy of anyone. I call you by your own name, give you your own gifts, your own path, and a mission no one can replace. When you receive this with gratitude, you will feel a freedom the world cannot give. You will no longer be exhausted from chasing human approval, because you will understand that your worth was engraved in my faithful love before you ever cried your first cry at birth. Do not let people's judgments decide who you are. Some will not understand you, and some will make light of what I am doing in your life. But that cannot change the way I see you. Criticism cannot take away the dignity I placed within you, just as praise cannot make you more precious in my eyes. My love for you does not increase when you succeed, nor does it diminish when you stumble. That love is firm like a rock that cannot be shaken by storms, always there to support you whenever your heart grows weak and to remind you that you still belong to me. Therefore, do not let worry about tomorrow steal the peace of today. I see what lies ahead more clearly than what you see before your eyes. I know which doors will open, which encounters will change your life, and which trials will help you grow in wisdom. There are things you do not understand today, but there will come a time when you realize that everything I allow carries a good purpose. What I desire from you is not that you understand all my plans, but that you keep trusting as you move forward one step at a time. A traveler does not need to see the very end of the road if he knows that the guide never leads in the wrong direction. Remember Abraham. When I called him to leave his familiar homeland, I did not give him a map of the entire journey. I only called him to walk in trust. Every step he took opened a new stretch of road he had never imagined before. That obedience brought him to the place I had long prepared. The same is true for you. Perhaps today, I am only lighting a short portion of the road before you. But that light is always enough for you to take the next step. When you are faithful to what I am revealing today, I will continue to open what you need to know tomorrow. So, my child, lift your head with a heart full of hope. Do not let past failures become a shadow that hides the future I am preparing. What you once lost does not determine the rest of your life. I am still quietly working in places your eyes have not yet seen, connecting things that seem disconnected into a complete picture, and turning even painful experiences into the foundation for seasons of blessing to come. When everything seems still, my power has not stopped moving. Continue living with humility, keep your faith steadfast, and nurture a grateful heart in every circumstance. Every sincere prayer, every good deed you quietly do, every time you choose what is right when no one sees it, all of these are being kept by me. Nothing you do with love and faithfulness is useless. I am using each small thing to prepare for greater things that at the right time you will see with your own eyes. Then one day, when you pause and look back over the road you have traveled, you will smile in peace. You will realize that the turns that once confused you were the very paths that brought you to the best place. The seasons of waiting that once made you impatient were the times when I was preparing something beyond what you had ever asked for. Then you will understand that not one day of your life was forgotten or meaningless. Everything has been kept in my faithful hand, the hand of the one who has always walked with you, guided you, and loved you with a love that never changes.